Sheikh Khalid Al Hosni is a veteran businessman in the Sultanate of Oman, whom we had the privilege and pleasure of meeting him recently. We, as a team of MBA students, we have interviewed him to assess his leadership attributes which made him a successful business leader. This is following our Leadership and Business Development module, which was conducted by Dr. Travis Pereira. Let me introduce our team. Firstly, over there is Suranga Pereira, Feroz Khan, Hafiz Marika, Mushtaq Ahmad, and myself, Amiranti Rajab. We have had an enlightening session with Sheikh Khalid Al Hosni, and let us discuss the learnings that we have had with him. Suranga, what do you think of his journey as a business leader? He has been an excellent business leader in the Sultanate of Oman. What do you think of his journey?
Yes. Hi. Actually speaking, that yesterday during our interview, and there was a particular thing that we found about his approach towards the culture. He categorically mentioned that culture is something that he didn't want to change, but within the culture that he created the innovative approach as all the followers to follow him and to come out in a successful manner, successful entities that he built. Very important that he also mentioned about the practices of virtues and the principles and the values and the belief systems, which has helped them to build the company in a strong footprint, and that also created people to be more innovative in their approach. And I think that has resulted in creating a couple of ventures, which very specifically that he mentioned about that online trading retail outlet that he ventured out. So having said that, and I also found about the main, the key leadership point, and I think Mushtaq, that you had some views on that as well.
Yeah, especially if we analyze his leadership skill as per the Black & Morton leadership grid, he was talking so much about the soft skill, and he was valuing the employee resources much more than actually paying only money. He was actually his discussion was about even celebration of beyond the birthdays. We generally celebrate birthdays in the companies, but he said no, beyond, even things which are done, good things done by an employee, even when he is not around. So if you analyze that way, plus the number of businesses he has built, which means all those activities have been successful as well. So it is not only he is focusing on human skills, treating people nice and being soft, he has also delivered results. So I think he is a leader who is from middle of the road style. He is moving towards a team style. So definitely in the near future, which is with his open mind and the style in which he enlightens others, definitely he will move to a team style leader very soon.
Feroz, would you like to add something into this?
Okay, I would like to look at his leadership approach through a leadership style approach by looking into different type of leadership theories. I would like to say that Sheikh Khalid will fit into the frame of a transformational leader. Why I say that is, I would like to look his leadership style by using the 4 lenses of transformational leadership, which are idealized influence, inspirational motivation, intellectual stimulation, and individualized consideration. He is a people-oriented person. He goes towards the people. He will encourage, motivate the people. And he wanted to achieve the organizational success, taking all the employees together towards the success. Hence, we could say that he is more into transformational leadership rather than a transactional or any aspect of other leadership style. We could say that.
I totally agree with you. Having 7,000 plus employees in Hosni Group, or rather Kurum Business Group, 90% I must add this, 90% of their staff is female. So that is something that you will not find
In many
many
organizations in the
especially in GCC. So that is something,
Some
unique
unique thing,
thing.
and about the empowerment of the women.
Yes.
That he was believing on this transformational, the factor that you mentioned.
Yes.
He's in line with that. He empower more and more people and giving additional space for people and short succession.
Plus,
and they celebrate every changing
Plus, he was
points.
also highlighting that many companies actually don't employ female that much. Plus, they don't pay equal salary.
Yes.
He said, "I don't believe in that." He said, "No, both if they do a committed job, they do what they're supposed to do, they deliver what they're supposed to. Then I pay them equally." So this is completely for the first time we heard in this region. Actually, if you really see, first one is recruitment plus equal and fair compensation.
And I believe that you were speaking about this KPI levels. Would you like to highlight on that?
Especially KPIs, we want to identify, what is his leadership style. Especially, is he really focusing on results, or he is actually empowering people? So he was towards empowering people. He said the main factor he was highlighting is you can have the best plan, but you don't have the right people deliver it, so you will not reach anywhere. However, even if you don't have a plan, if you get the right people and inspire them, you will still get some success and some results in the business sector.
Sometimes I believe empowering won't be successful unless you become empathize on other people. I think Hafiz would have something to say about that.
Yes, Feroz, analyzing the emotional intelligent aspect of Sheikh Hosni, under the key points, that is self-awareness, self-regulation, social skills and empathy, and also motivation. When it comes to self-awareness, he was very clear on the fact that he embraces his mistakes. That even when we asked him, if you go back in time and you want to change anything, he said, no, I will not change my mistakes.
He was just highlighting, I will not change anything what I did, but I would have changed my way of looking at things. He said, yes, mistake has happened. My approach towards why it happened, or his point of view, he said that would have changed, but he wouldn't have changed his decision.
Yes, and when it comes to self-regulation, he said he is leading by example to his subordinates, his staff. Yes, leading by example, he being the example, and that motivates his staff or his
to follow him.
And then when it comes to social skills, there was one project in the Sultanate where the Statistics Bureau was established. In fact, this project was to be initiated by Central Bank, but Sheikh Hosni by himself initiated this.
As a private initiative.
Yes, private initiative, where he brought all the banks. He brought all the banks together to go ahead with this project.
And then even the central bank.
Central bank.
It was a private initiative, it became successful. Now all the banks are actually using that to do credit evaluation and everything, credit check and everything.
Correct. And then the fourth one, the empathy. When we asked him what was your key strength, then he said three things. That is people, people, people. That means he was really concerned about his staff and his employees. And again,
can I add something on empathy? He was talking about it's very difficult to recruit the right person. He said technical skill you can easily identify. You can do an exam. You can in the interview you can ask them to do something. You can assess. But he said the personal skill. He said it is very difficult. What kind of a person he or she is? He said it's very difficult to establish. But that's what he said he is focusing. But once you recruit, he said I give them space. He was clearly mentioning this word. I give them space.
Correct.
I don't actually rigorously monitor them. I give them space for them to learn and then come and deliver.
I can recall an article I read written by I think Sam Swaminathan. He was highlighting the difficult task in recruitment is identifying and selecting the people with the correct attitudes to the work environment. We could say this leader, he has that attributes, like identifying the very good and potential workforce for the organization, and simply he is the person who walk the talk. Whatever he says, he implement that one.
He
And
did
also-
mention some mistakes that they have done and they had to pay the
Correct.
price.
Correct.
So he acknowledged that
Correct.
his mistakes, which is also something.
And also one more point that he highlighted, that he's not scared to take risk. And about the innovation is the one key thing, that where others are not stepping into the areas where he goes and he explores and see what benefit can be done and
most
how
of the
challenges
time,
can
he
be.
said the country is still not ready, infrastructure is not ready, but he was
Yes.
still breaking one by one
Correct.
and trying to
An
move
example
forward.
you want to give about that WWW, the
World Wide Web.
Yes.
Yes.
That was one of the initiative he said when he was in USA along with their lecturers, along with around 80 individual professionals. They were saying that .com or .gov, those domains should not be only with US, it should be shared with the whole world. So initially it was only with the US, and then whoever the person who had the switch to the internet network,
John.
they actually Mr. John, Jon, he said.
John.
He actually switched off the whole thing, so there was no internet for a couple of hours. So because they want to get the attention, saying it should not be a privatized property, it should be shared among the whole globe. So he was successful in making it shared with the whole world. So finally they listened, the White House issued the regulation that it should not be only restricted to US. So he was one of the person who was part
One
of
of
that
the
initiative.
80 people in that group. So amazing person to meet with. Would you like to add something to this, Hafiz, that you had a conversation regarding blockchain, isn't
Yes.
it? Yes.
Actually, he has initiated this blockchain in Oman, where the blockchain is actually a recorded ledger which we can use it for many transactions, banking transactions, and so many other aspects of finance and other areas. And he's a person now is pursuing in this,
Yes.
saying that this is going to be a innovation which is going to be overtaking all our financial and all other
Traditional
banking
I think he was
aspects.
highlighting on the simple ledger and a hyperlinked ledger.
Correct,
He said
yes.
actually this can actually take out the money laundering issue, because the moment you enter something into the system, the whole world will know the trace of where you took the money, where you transferred, everything will be there. It is only one set of record. He said it will actually help to remove money laundering.
Money laundering.
Actually, this blockchain and the related, that kind of a technology, although it started in the Western countries, here it's not yet been started at that level.
So it was
But he's one of the-
surprising.
yes, and that shows actually about his foresight.
He's very up to date.
Yes.
He's very up to date actually.
Yes.
Regarding his motivation also, I would like to add some points actually. He was mostly saying like he goes beyond. He said money is not a real motivator. He said it's only first 1 or 2 months people are happy when you give a bigger salary. After that it is all this non-financial benefit, appreciation, and empowering them.
Empowerment, yes.
Those are things he said people are really happy when you do all these things. So he is actually making a point. Even each and every small success he is going and celebrating with the employees. So I think that part also he's taking care. He's not a traditional person thinking that I will give more money and they will do the job. It's not the case.
Correct. Pushak, see, if you take his personality and what he has achieved, and how do you like to summarize his model when you look at his business model, his leadership model, management model? How do you have to, if you summarize in a...
See, he is, in a simple way, he's a people person. But he is not losing his path in terms of results also. Otherwise, he cannot run a successful business model. I remember at the end of the discussion, one of our team member, Amira, was saying, if there is a job, I would like to join that company, because it's not because of the company, it is because of his leadership style, the type of person. We spent nearly half an hour with him. Even after the discussion, after the interview was over, we were having a casual chat. It was a pleased to speak person. You can spend a lot of time with him. Plus, when we asked the question of work-life balance, he gave a good example. He said, early morning, 1 hour I spend with my son to play football. He said, again, 5 o'clock I have to go back and play football. So he's actually balancing his life, personal life and professional life, in a professional manner actually.
Exactly. I have another proof to say that he is a transformational leader. Can you tell me what? He is ideally influence you people, me,
Yes.
and
Yes.
everyone.
Yes.
That means he is a real leader
Yes.
with
Correct.
a transformational attributes.
Absolutely.
That's the reason that I come to a conclusion that he is a very good example of a transformational leader. And it was a very good opportunity for us to see a practical transformational leader in the contemporary corporate environment, where we learn a lot about how you can become a good leader, and it was a very great experience for us.
Okay.
And we should be very much thankful for our MBA program to give us this opportunity to learn this type of things through our studying programs.
Exactly.
Amira, what do you
Correct.
like to say?
Yes, it was such a wonderful experience to meet a unique personality such as Sheikh Khalid Al Hosni. And really, I would always remember him for his hospitality, true hospitality, and he was very down to earth to offer us tea and coffee and to sit with us, even though he's having
busy
such
schedule.
a busy schedule.
schedule.
For somebody of his caliber to spend so much time with us, and we have learned that it's not what he said was that we have to help each other. We have to. He said that he's nurturing SME businesses without
Free of cost.
Free
Free
of
of
cost.
cost.
So that kind of leadership, that is, it's such an honor and a privilege to be able to meet with such a person. And I must thank Sheikh Khalid Al Hosni for his time, as well as PIM MBA lecturer Dr. Travis Pereira for giving us such a interesting and valuable opportunity to have such a project assignment. I think we all enjoyed and learned so much from
Correct.
this. So-
Amira, also to add one more point to your viewpoint, see, we are such fortunate group of people in Oman that PIM are here and being given real training on the leadership. So while taking this program, and we vouch to PIM, all these 5 people one day will be able to inspire the others as Sheikh Khalid, what he has inspired us as transformational leaders. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.